Hey guys, we're about to go see Expendables 3, closing out for now this point of the franchise. And one, this one's not. It's going to have, as far as the three, new add-ons. Well, actually, no. There's about five new add-ons. Antonio Banderas, Puss in Boots, Zorro. You're going to have, um, Kelsey Grammer, Harrison Ford. Um, he's going to be replacing Bruce Willis. What were the other ones? Mel Gibson. And actually, I can't remember what the other ones are. We'll see them when we get into it. But those are some pretty big names, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna see and check this out. We're gonna see how it's if it is better or not. Also, for the record, it's PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But I remember Wesley Snipes is also in this. So yeah, we'll see how it's gonna be on the other end, and we'll catch you guys later. Hey guys, we just got done watching it, and mixed bag. But yeah, I mean, it started off very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got Wesley Snipes in here, great addition, and unfortunately we had to bump off, didn't kill, but take him off the page. Terry Crews's character as Caesar, unfortunate. But then after that, it kind of got sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, because now let's talk about the highlight. Mel Gibson, he stole the movie. Best villain out of the three. And it was hard to top, all the others, but he stole the show. He had a great backstory, very charismatic, batshit insane. His final fight, it was not as good as Van Damme's, but it was still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the fact is, he was a former one of the original Expendables who went rogue.
Mm-hmm.
They really well handled him, and his scene on the truck, which he wrote, you could tell how, well handled it was. Especially when saying stuff, we lost 3 brothers of ours, people we ate with, bled with, sweated with, and they all dead because he just couldn't stay out of my business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You have that. Again, Wesley Snipes. When we saw him, he was good. Unfortunately, when we find out Mel Gibson's around, Barney decides, I gotta drop my team and just get some actual Expendables. Like, dude, Expendables in the name.
Mm-hmm.
Snipes even points it out. You keep the dog tags of all those who have fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you expecting it? Like, I'm not letting these guys die, but I'm gonna get these new kids and let them die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did that make any sense to you? It's like, what? I need to get some people who I don't know so I don't feel attached? Because he does get a little attachment of them to go save their butts after they get captured.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that goes to the big problem with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The entire unnecessary of the new crew, who were the most superfluous in this whole thing. Everyone else, once the old crew got back inside, it was go time. The new people, you have no more Bruce Willis, you had Harrison Ford as drummer. He was better than Willis.
Mm-hmm.
A bit more charismatic, definitely better with the action and the zingers and everything. You just felt something more with him.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold, even bigger role in the second one. Jet Li shows up near the end. There's something weird going on with him and Schwarzenegger at the very end, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
The way they were written. But you have that. The action, even in the unrated version, was toned down for blood, but that was it. We didn't get any blood. Just like throwing knives and everything. Nothing else changed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you say? Anything you want to add?
Not really, no.
Oh, really? What would you say your issue was, especially with the new kids?
I feel like the sort of issue we I had is sort of like similar to something you run into in D&D sometimes, where this isn't like an exact parallel, but it's sort of a case where, oh, you sort of have your like main crew of characters, then oh no, something happens to them, and so then you make up these sort of like round of like backup temp characters to like to go and save them, except it's sort of a situation where, oh, now your temp characters are in a jam and then you need to go get back to the original team to rescue them, so it's just like
what was even the point? And besides, you need a few of them, like you need the tech guy. That's all you really needed. You didn't need anyone else. Oh, we need someone on a motorcycle. Why? Oh, we need a chick who can kick people's ass. She picks up a gun and uses it like everyone else. Oh, we need this other guy who ends up climbing. No, that's the tech guy that was climbing. Oh, we need this other. No, that's the bike guy. Oh, we need to know this guy who knows weapons. He hardly contributed much, any uniqueness. You know what I mean? You just need the tech guy. That's all you needed. And I'm sorry, the girl, played by Ronda Rousey, she was no Maggie. Maggie felt important. She did more. She kicked a lot more ass. She showed she was a lot more competent than this character who was a bouncer. And yet the bouncer doesn't go and pick fights. She's supposed to keep people from coming into the bar. So in other words, she did a lousy job. Right? But then you have and then Kelsey Grammer, good for what he was. He didn't have a big role, but good for what he had. Did you know originally it was supposed to be Charlie Sheen's role?
Oh, wow.
I think Kelsey did better, if you ask me. Nothing against Charlie Sheen, but, and of course, the other star, Antonio Banderas. He was insane!
Yeah!
But for a good reason. The man was basically shell-shocked. Well, in that he basically lost his squad, although everyone thinks they just let him go, and that really, he's the lone survivor. It's going to cause someone like him to go insane, and the guy is just a chatterbox. He will not shut up. He got a bit annoying, but for the most part, it was hilarious, wasn't it? But yeah, but the other saving grace, the climax. Best climax of the three movies. It actually felt big. It felt like they were dealing with an army. As great as the last one was, that was mostly saved because you had Arnold, Willis, and Norris. And of course the others. But this one felt like it was bigger, the stakes were higher, things, even though really they weren't really that much higher. Technically the stakes were at the highest last movie. Would you agree with that? With the plutonium. Here, not so much, but it was still, at least what they were dealing with was more dangerous. They were dealing with a whole nation's army, a small nation, but still a nation's army. And they get on a tank and all that stuff. You have Arnold actually say, "Get to the chopper," which I cracked up at that. And for the most part, though, I'm just grateful this wasn't the finale. This would have been a weak way to end it, but for what it was, it's a 7.5.
I would agree with that.
It's all right. It's the weakest of the three, definitely. It could have been the greatest. If they just didn't need to have that stupid new blood. And again, because you have Wesley Snipes in here. You bring him in here, and then as he says, "You save me just so you can cut me loose?" And then he was there with the rest of the crowd. I'm sorry, that felt like a waste, wouldn't you say? And then and also Terry Crews was taken off the board because we needed to make it personal, but at least they didn't kill him. That's the thing, they should have made Billy from the last movie the standard, but they didn't. So, overall, again, so if you were to give your thoughts on this whole trilogy, what would you say?
Definitely a 2 for 2 in an action series that subverts my expectations from all of the stereotypes I've heard about action movies.
And hey, Stallone's at most of them, so that probably helps.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say, this one, it feels like it's just an ongoing series. It doesn't feel like a complete story, and I don't think we're ever going to get a complete story. And I think that's why this works. Stallone built this where it's just continuing adventures. Even though this one felt the most lore building, it still didn't stop anything like there's going to be an end game.
Yeah.
Even Rambo kind of felt like you were going to build up to something eventually.
But here it's just kind of, that one's more of a series, whereas this one's more comparatively episodic.
Exactly. It's episodic of an ongoing that doesn't really need an end until they decide just to end it. Because it feels like there's nothing going on here that feels like, oh, Barney's eventually going to die a certain way, or something's going to happen to each of these guys. No, it just feels like if they do end, yeah, it's going to be in blazing glory, but it's going to ever be whenever they decide this is the last one.
Mm-hmm.
There's no ongoing story. There's no nothing. I mean, this could have been the final
Mm-hmm.
if they actually treated it like one, but they just treated it like we need someone more personal for a villain. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that was the Expendables. We're going to hopefully do something on Big Fish just to kind of be a palate cleanser. And then our next marathon is going to be a bit longer, the Resident Evil movies.
All right.
So, yep, we'll see you guys on the other end.